Shalom and welcome to this very special edition of It's All About the Aliyah. Today we have our international director, Michael Utterback, in Jerusalem, doing an incredible interview with Rafi Menashe, a good friend of his, whose family made an Aliyah that's fit for Hollywood. It's a beautiful story. So after we come back, after this commercial break, we're going to go directly to Jerusalem and Michael Utterback. We'll be right back.
Ezra International Global Network is now on Rumble, and you can even watch us on your Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, or your Roku device. It's simple. Here's how to do it. First, download the Rumble app on your device. Then search for Ezra International Global TV Network. You can watch our live 24/7 channel and our weekly shows anytime you like. Oh yeah, and you can also go to our website and download our Ezra International app and take us with you wherever you go. Ezra International, we're there for you.
Here we are in Jerusalem, and I want to introduce you to a dear friend of mine. This is probably the best friend I've got in Israel right here. I've known him since 1983.
Almost 40 years.
Almost 40 years we've known each other, and we have been in many places in the world together, but the most important place is right here in Jerusalem, and we get together as soon as we can, as many times as we can.
True.
You know what's fascinating is when you know somebody, you just take it for granted that that's friendship. Not long ago, Rafi began telling me his story, and
My family story.
your family story, and it's overwhelming. So why don't we let's begin? Your family is from Iraq.
My father was born in Iraq.
Okay, your mother's side. Tell me about
Born
that
here in
quickly.
the old city in Jerusalem. We could track five generations in the old city.
Oh wow!
So I'm 6, but maybe she is 6, 7, and 8. We don't know.
Yeah.
So about 5, 6, 7 generations in the old city in Jerusalem.
Yeah. You know that I'm very involved in Aliyah. I've been doing
Of
this
course.
so many years. And when you began to tell me the story of your father, I was overwhelmed by what took place. Could you just share with us, begin in Iraq
Sure.
and what happened there?
So it's a long story that can take 3 days, but I'll cut it the way I can. And the story is that my father, Ephraim Menashe, he carried the names of the 2 sons of Joseph, Ephraim Menashe. He was born in Iraq for a family that had 8 kids and mother and father. The 8 kids were born in Iraq, and 1 kid died in Iraq from problems in his heart. My grandfather did very well in Iraq, in Basra. This is the city where they live in Iraq, Basra. And he was dealing with merchandise with India. And at that time, at this place in Iraq, he considered to be a very rich man. I want to start on 1942.
Okay.
That's the time when my grandmother felt something in her heart. So she decided to go to Jerusalem. The community around her said she's nuts. What do you mean you go now to Israel? This is 1942. Israel is not yet a state, right? Because of how the society there works, she couldn't leave the girls by herself, with the father in Iraq. So she took.
Rafi, this is World War II.
Exactly, 1942, exactly. Where come from the idea? They all say you are nuts, you are nuts, you are nuts. She took a private plane because my grandfather had lots of money. She put in the plane 4 sisters and 1 baby boy. 5 kids and her flew to Jerusalem. Before that, she told my father, that was 8 years old, and his brother that is 1 year older than him, both of you are going to Lebanon, to Beirut, to the boarding school of the American University in Beirut. Why? Because that was the best education in the Middle East. He was 8 years old, and his brother was 9 years old. And both of them knows nothing. She decided for him. She kicked him to Beirut.
To go, yeah.
Yes, go to Beirut. They start studying there at the American University. All the kids in school are the sons of the leaders of the Arab world. She came here, private plane. It's not Israel yet, right? It's Palestine or whatever you call it. And she went up here to Jerusalem, bought a hotel, and
Yeah, we just saw this hotel.
we saw the hotel.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And she came back to Iraq. And with the 4 girls and 1 boy, 1 baby boy. My father is still in Beirut, in Lebanon. 1951, she said this time to my grandfather, goodbye. I go this time one way. Again, 4 girls, 1 boy, private plane, flew to Israel, went up. She have a building waiting for her. Okay?
And your grandfather is still in Iraq?
Still in Iraq, in Basra. They start riots on the Jews there. And they hang the leader of the Jewish community, community in Iraq. So they put my grandfather in the jail, says, your wife is a Zionist. That's it, you go to jail. He's in jail. And they apply for an arrest request from the authorities in Lebanon to arrest my father and his brother. They are in Lebanon. My father is 17 years old. My father is studying with the son of the Minister of Interior in his class. He came to my father and said, my father have in his row arrest request on you and your brother. 3 days. If you are not out of here, you will be arrested and sent to Iraq, back to Iraq. Unbelievable. My uncle had a valid passport. He flew from Beirut to Rome, from Rome to here.
That's
Now,
how he could.
don't ask me how. What, he had a credit card? 1951. He had a credit card. How did he did it?
Yeah.
How did it happen? I don't know how. Flight costs money, war money. My father didn't have a valid passport. So we took a guide from Lebanon, a guide from Beirut, that will take him the whole way to Israel. But paid him, of course. But what happened if we'll throw him along the way? So the idea was that they took a bill, cut it in half. The bill have serial numbers on both sides. Half of the bill were in my father's friend in his pocket, and the deal was that when the guide will come back to Beirut, my father will give him the other half. He see that it match, means he did his job.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
So they
very
took
wise.
a bus after bus after bus, last stop, and then they have to walk the whole night towards the north of Israel.
Yeah.
1951. It's a very long story because it's dark, it's night, and you know how the topography is there. It's mountains, the Hermon mountain, all the mountains that you go up and down, up and down. And my father on one hand, he is 17 years old. He is strong, he is fit, he is in good condition, right? But where is he going to? What is going to do? What? He knows nothing, but he knows he have to go there. So it's a very long story, and part
Tell
of the story,
It's fantastic.
part of the story that he says that while they are walking, the guide and my father, there is a night bird. This bird is jumping from a tree to a tree, following them the whole way. From a tree to a tree. What's the problem with the Arabic culture? That's a bad luck. It's called nahs, bad luck. Now the guide is nervous because the bird is following them.
Oh my goodness.
And my father is, the way he said, he's feeling he's getting weaker and weaker. It's a long way up, down hills, and he don't see the lights of Israel. Eventually, when he tells the story, it's like 4 or 5 hours story. And eventually they see the light of the kibbutz.
Yeah.
He goes there. He gave the guide the half bill, say goodbye. Now he goes. He's afraid they'll shoot at him. This is the border. Raise his hand. And what do you think? He know Hebrew? He don't know one word in Hebrew. Arabic and English. American University, Arabic, Lebanon, Arabic and English. So he raised his hand and he shout in English, don't shoot, Jewish, don't shoot. And they got him in kibbutz Misgav'am. They got him in the kibbutz, gave him food, place to sleep, and they called his mother. Michael, how they called his mother? Well, do you think everyone in 1951 had a telephone? No telephone. I don't know how they called his mother. To the hotel here. I don't have a clue. I asked these questions. Now I don't have how to ask my father. Yes? But I asked how they called his mother. They called his mother. And they said they'll meet the day after in Haifa, more or less Haifa, in the checkpost junction. It's a huge junction up north. He was 8 years old when she said to him goodbye, go to Beirut. And he didn't see her for 9 years, 10 years almost. He went to the junction, he's there and she's there, and they don't recognize each other. He went back to the kibbutz, she went back to Jerusalem. Spoke again on the phone. The next day, they already make sure that they meet in the right place.
Exactly.
And she took him to Jerusalem.
Wow.
And a few months after, he joined the army.
So he must have stayed there at the hotel until that time and then joined the army.
A few months after, yes, learned the language, joined the army, become an officer. And I remember I was a boy in the war in '67. We lived in Jerusalem. We took him to the border. He was a captain of the artillery. And I remember we took him. My mother had a car. We drove him to the border. It's like 2 miles from here. And came back to the shelter in the house.
So your father's fascinating because I met your dad
Yes.
before he died, and special man, my goodness. And you were raised on Palmach Street.
Yes, nearby, yes.
With your buddies. We've had coffee there many times.
True.
But your father, what did he do? Because didn't he do something with banking?
Exactly.
Okay, what happened there?
Look, it's well known that the immigrants from Iraq, they were the most educated from all the different countries. So he was very good in money. So he became a banker. Oh, by the way, we have to go back to my grandfather. He's released from jail.
Yeah, I'm
He's
trying to
in
get him out of
Basra
Iraq, so where is he now?
The whole family is there now. My father and my uncle also joined the 4 girls and a boy that were here. He's in Iraq. They released him from jail to calm down the Jewish community because of the riots and the problems. Went out of jail, find his way back to go to Jerusalem to meet the whole family. My grandmother couldn't forgive him. He lost tons of money, houses, business, money. He came with his clothes and nothing on him. He had to escape. He couldn't sell the houses, he couldn't sell the business, he couldn't take care of all the But I don't know how it goes there at that time, the currency, but millions of dollars, okay, let's say. And this time, he came here, and what he knows to do, he knows to sell merchandise. So she didn't forgive him, that come with no money at all. And she said, I told you, but didn't help. And he opened down in the open market here in Jerusalem, well known. He opened a shop and he sell their merchandise like seeds, ground chickpeas, all kinds of different seeds, that cashew and stuff like this. This is what he did here. This is what he knew to do there. There it was in much bigger scale. And he opened. Now my father became a banker, and his brother is also a banker. And the young boy that was a baby boy on 42 is a lawyer. The three of them, the most busiest day is Friday before Shabbat. Three of them are coming with suits, white shirt. That's the code of bankers, you know how to dress. Maybe now it's not anymore, but at that time, suit, it's a must, tie, and white shirt, right? And all Jerusalem know that in this shop, there are three crazy guys that come with suits to sell seeds, okay, or whatever it is. So for years on Friday, I used to go with him. When he finished the work at the shop, at the bank, we went to my grandfather's shop, and the three boys are helping him.
Yeah. So your father, after this, what bank? He started a bank here.
Exactly. So along the way, become already a bank manager. Along the way, there is a rich guy in Israel that built the first tower in Tel Aviv, first tower in Israel. He want to open a bank. So he took my grandfather and told him, now you open a bank for me. So he raised the staff, and they opened Bank of Jerusalem, the Jerusalem Bank, that is expert in mortgages. And this is the way he become the head of the bank, and mostly give mortgages to the mortgages.
So after that, he got into construction.
Exactly. So along the way, one of the biggest real estate companies came to him, builders, constructions, and said, you come and work for us. And he said, to give up on the suit, I have to be well paid. I was a boy this size, okay? And I remember he told me, now I'm making in this company 2 salaries of the prime minister. So after a few years, he learned the job, and he became a builder by himself.
Okay.
That's the story.
So he has buildings, he built things all
in
around
Jerusalem.
Yes,
mostly all around Jerusalem.
All right.
Mostly Jerusalem.
And that's where you learned.
Exactly.
You worked with your father.
I worked with my father. After the army, I started working with my father.
And you have a brother that builds bridges.
Exactly. So
in this country.
You know, everyone at the end went his way, but I worked with my father. Number 2, learned in the university biology. But then I opened a pharmacy, and a pharmacy, it's a good business. So he became a pharmacist. But he don't want to work as a pharmacist, so he's doing something else. Number 3 is a constructor, engineer. And number 4 is a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
We are 4 brothers.
Amazing. It started in Iraq.
Started in Iraq, in Basra.
And
the original Jews that were sent on exile so many years ago. And jumped to same time to Beirut and Jerusalem. And
you know, Rafi, you remember the reason that I know this story is because I was speaking at the Feast of Tabernacles, and you and your friend Alon Shamir came, and I mentioned something that in the heart of every Jew there is this homing pigeon spirit.
Exactly,
and
that's the only way to explain it.
And you came to me and said, I've got to tell you this story about my grandmother.
Absolutely.
And that's how we know the story today.
Listen to that. She had everything in Iraq, okay? She was a tall woman, nice appearance. She had money that she could do whatever she wants. Good life, big family. All the neighbors says, nuts, nuts, crazy, crazy. What do you mean you fly now to Israel with the girls and one baby boy? It's
Who does
in
this?
that exactly in
Yeah,
their heart.
yeah.
That's the only explanation.
Yeah.
The only, no other explanation.
Wow. You know, not only your grandmother, but many people. I mean, when you look around,
I agree.
everywhere we go, everyone has a story. Every single person
I
has
agree.
a story.
I agree. Absolutely.
And I only wish that we had those stories in a book so everybody could see. But for every Jew, there's something stirring now in the hearts of these Jewish people to come back to this land.
I agree.
And they'll come one way or the other. Right now, there's a problem in
exactly
Ukraine,
in Ukraine.
and
This
it's
is
driving
God
Jewish
promise.
people here.
This is God promise to the Jewish people.
Yeah.
And He's keeping His promise.
Yeah.
You cannot understand it whatsoever. Good life.
Yeah.
Why you want to go? Where you want to go?
Yeah.
It's a war all over the world. World War II. Where you want to go? What do you want to do?
Wow.
And then she said to him, you see, I was right. At least I saved some of the money and bought a hotel. He came out like this,
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
She laughed at
She
him.
scolded him.
Hardly had shoes on his feet with millions.
This is so fun.
Yes,
Wow.
he lost everything.
Yeah. But,
Everything in Basra, and that's it.
yeah, but look now.
Exactly.
The inheritance,
I agree.
you know, that
True.
you have and your children will have. The
I-
richness of
I
their
agree.
lives have been poured out on you guys.
Obviously, it's had to happen.
Yes.
It's had to happen.
Yeah.
The same with Hebrew. When my father crossed the border, where he learned Hebrew? He didn't go to synagogue. He didn't go to a Hebrew, I don't know, school or something. No, what Hebrew? He didn't know one word in Hebrew. We knew that Hebrew have to make a comeback to revive this language. It's never happened in world history that language that's forgotten for 2,000 years
Yeah.
made a comeback.
Yeah.
When I dream in Hebrew. When I think in Hebrew.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. What? It's so it's
You know, it's
happened.
interesting that your grandmother has a hotel on Ben Yehuda.
Ben Yehuda, the
And
corner
he-
of Ben Yehuda.
Yeah, and he's the guy that really stirred
Exactly.
up Hebrew
Nice,
back in the
Michael.
late
Very
80s.
nice. Exactly.
And then it became the language of the area. In 1922, it was
Exactly.
the official language,
True.
Hebrew. But not before.
Exactly.
I mean, 1800 years, no Hebrew.
No Hebrew.
Only in the prayer
nowhere.
books or
Exactly.
prayer, but this was it.
But
And now this language, this is what you think in, this is what you dream in, is Hebrew, and all of these others here as well.
Hebrew.
This is the language of the land.
I
God
agree.
is doing miracles in this place, Rafi.
Miracle. It's a miracle.
Yeah. Wow.
This is kind of a miracle, the revival of Hebrew, that kind of sneak under the radar.
Yeah.
Because there are so many miracles, but we knew it's had to happen, and it's happened.
Yeah.
And that's it. We speak
God
Hebrew.
said He'd bring them back to this land, and they would build. You see all of these cranes. We call this the, every nation has a bird, and this crane is Israel's. This is Israel's bird.
True.
The crane, building and building and building.
Building
Rafi,
and
thank
building
you.
and building.
Thank you so much.
Israel
for your
is
story.
almost 10 million people now, Mike.
Yeah.
10 million, it's
And
not
there'll
a
be
small.
many more.
And there'll be many more. Who knows if now, with the job you are making in Ukraine, who knows how many will
Yeah.
come?
We're working in
10,000,
14
15
countries right now, helping
14.
people back. Yeah.
Yes.
South America, Argentina, Brazil. So this is our heart. We want to see them come home, but God's working on the other side with that homing pigeon spirit.
agree.
So it's a teamwork.
It's a teamwork.
Well, thank you, my brother.
My
and
pleasure.
I love you so much. You're
I love
you're
you.
my dear buddy.
What if Abram didn't leave Ur of the Chaldees when God called him? What if Moses refused to go to the Pharaoh asking for Pharaoh to let his people go? What if Joshua had not led the children of Israel into the Promised Land? What if Cyrus did not issue his decree? What if Esther did not use her position with the king for such a time? What if Daniel did not pray in Daniel 9? What if Nehemiah did not rebuild the walls of Jerusalem? What if we don't respond to God's call to the Gentiles? You can be a part of God's prophecy being fulfilled today. Stand with Ezra International today, before it's too late.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that incredible story. You know, the Aliyah is all about people, the Jewish people making it home to Israel. And each one has a story, much like Rafi's family. But you know, you have a story too. You can be a part of this. Right now, there are Jewish refugees streaming out of Ukraine, and they need your help. Please go to our website, EzraInternational.org, and make your best gift today. Be a part of their story. Be a part of rescuing Jewish people out of this war zone. God bless you as you do that, and we'll see you next time.
Ezra International now has a brand new app.
Now you can connect with Ezra like never before.
Easily find all partner countries and discover stories behind the real people Ezra helps every day.
Access Ezra's 24/7 global TV network and learn all about what it means to make Aliyah.
And most importantly, it is now easier and more secure to financially help Ezra fulfill our global mission to rescue, return, and restore the poorest of the poor Jewish people to their homeland of Israel.
Download the Ezra app today.
Get it now on the App Store and on Google Play.